Ever dream of owning a motorcycle that's more than just a machine? A loyal companion that'll keep running year after year, maybe even longer than you will? Forget delicate, finicky bikes. We're talking about 20 European motorcycles so incredibly well built, they're practically indestructible. Ready to meet some legends? Let's dive in. Starting our list with the real classic, the 1976 Moto Guzzi Le Mans. This Italian beauty isn't just about looks, though that iconic red frame and cafe racer styling are hard to ignore. It rocks an 850cc V-twin engine, mounted longitudinally in the frame. We're talking about 71 horsepower, which might not sound like much today, but back then, it was enough to push this bike to 130 miles per hour. It had a shaft drive. It is just so much cleaner than a chain, and way less maintenance. A big plus for long-term ownership. A little-known fact, the early Le Mans models had a linked braking system, where the foot pedal operated one front disc and the rear disc, while the hand lever operated the other front disc. This was quite advanced for the time, intended to improve stability under braking. The engine itself was a development of the older V7 unit, but with larger bores and improved cooling. The cylinders were also coated with Nijusil, a nickel silicone carbide coating that reduced friction and wear. That was Italian craftsmanship at its finest. But next up, we've got a bike from a company that dominated racing for decades. Next, we've got a piece of Italian art, the 1972 MV Agusta 750 Sport. This bike is powered by a 790cc inline-4 engine, a configuration that was quite unusual for road bikes at the time, more commonly found in racing. Think 69 horsepower and a top speed of around 120 miles per hour. It was known for a shaft drive, which is unusual for a sport bike from any era, showing MV Agusta's commitment to durability and ease of maintenance. Fun fact, MV Agusta had a legendary racing history, dominating Grand Prix racing for years, and the 750 Sport was basically a street-legal version of their race bikes. The engine featured double overhead camshafts and a sandcast crankcase, details that highlighted its high-performance pedigree. The price tag reflected that, making it a ride for the well-heeled enthusiast. Now for a bike that changed the game, the 1980 BMW R80 GS. The godfather of adventure bikes, the BMW R80 GS didn't just go off-road, it owned the Paris-Dakar Rally. Its boxer twin engine, bulletproof. Its shaft drive, a game-changer. And its reputation, legendary. The GS stands for Gelände Strabe, which is German for off-road street. This was the granddaddy of adventure bikes, a concept that was revolutionary at the time. The engine is a 797cc air-cooled boxer twin, good for 50 horsepower. It has a top speed of about 104 miles per hour, but speed wasn't the point. It was about going somewhere. It had a single-sided swing arm. The rear wheel can be removed while leaving the final drive unit in place. Incredibly convenient for trailside repairs. The R80 GS won the grueling Paris-Dakar Rally, proving its toughness in the most demanding conditions. The frame was also specially reinforced to handle the stresses of off-road riding. The electrical system, while simple, was known for its reliability, a crucial factor in long-distance adventures. But what if I told you that the next bike on our list was so smooth, it refined what it meant to be a cafe racer? Let's hop over to Britain for the 1967 Norton Commando 750. Norton didn't just build motorcycles, they built masterpieces. And the Commando 750, this was the bike that put British engineering back on the map. With its ice-elastic frame, it was smoother than anything else on the road. This bike is famous for its ice-elastic frame, a clever engineering solution to a common problem with British twins: vibration. It's a 745cc parallel twin engine, making around 58 horsepower, for a top speed of 115 miles per hour. Here's the cool part. The engine, gearbox, and swing arm were all mounted on rubber isolators. This cut down on vibration. The Commando is known for being smooth and powerful, a real rider's machine. The ice-elastic system wasn't perfect at first. Early versions could allow some handling vagueness at high speeds, but it was continually refined and improved. The engine itself was an evolution of earlier Norton twins, known for its strong torque and robust construction. Jumping ahead a few decades, we've got the 2017 Ducati Multistrada 950. This is a more modern take on the do-it-all bike, blending sport bike performance with touring comfort. It's got a 937cc Testrastretta V-twin pumping out 113 horsepower and good for about 130 miles per hour. The Multistrada is packed with electronics, riding modes, traction control, ABS, all designed to make the bike safer and more adaptable to different conditions. It's a comfortable, long-distance machine that can still handle a twisty road. The 950 was the smaller Multistrada, but it was arguably the better balanced bike for real-world riding, with a slightly lower seat height and a more manageable power delivery. The Testrastretta engine featured desmodromic valve actuation, a Ducati hallmark, where the valves are positively closed by a cam lobe and lever rather than relying on springs. Now for something completely different, the 2013 KTM 390 Duke. This little Austrian firecracker is all about fun and accessibility. It's powered by a 373cc single-cylinder engine, making 44 horsepower. That's enough for a top speed of around 104 miles per hour, plenty for city riding and backroad blasts. It had a TFT display dash, unusual in small bikes, offering a clear and customizable display. The 390 Duke is light and flickable, making it a joy to ride in tight corners. It also featured a slipper clutch, which helps prevent rear-wheel lockup during aggressive downshifts. The engine was designed with a focus on lightweight and compact dimensions, contributing to the bike's overall agility. Back to the big boys, the 2004 BMW R1200 GS. This is the bike that really cemented the adventure bike craze, building on the legacy of the R80 GS. It's got a 1,170cc air oil-cooled boxer twin, good for 100 horsepower and a top speed of around 125 miles per hour. The R1200 GS is known for being tough, comfortable, and capable of crossing continents. This generation of GS introduced the telelever front suspension, which reduces dive under braking, and a shaft drive, further enhancing its long-distance credentials. The engine was significantly redesigned from the previous R1150 GS, with a lighter crankshaft and improved oil cooling. The CAN bus electrical system, while complex, allowed for a greater range of electronic features and diagnostics. Next up, we have the 1998 Triumph Sprint ST, a sport tourer that proved the British could blend speed with long-distance comfort. At its heart sits a 955cc inline-3 engine, cranking out around 105 horsepower and pushing the bike to a top speed of about 140 miles per hour. What made the Sprint ST stand out was its balance. It had the agility of a sport bike, but with a comfortable riding position and a full fairing for wind protection. Triumph designed this bike to be the perfect middle ground for riders who wanted both weekend canyon carving and cross-country capability. The triple engine was a highlight, offering a distinctive growl and a broad torque curve that made highway cruising effortless. With luggage options and a durable chassis, the Sprint ST was built to last, and plenty of them are still hitting the road today. If Batman ever needed a sport touring bike, it would probably be the 2001 Aprilia RST 1000 Futura. This Italian engine came equipped with a 998cc V-twin engine, producing 113 horsepower and hitting speeds of around 150 miles per hour. But it wasn't just about raw performance. This bike had some serious futuristic styling, with angular bodywork and an underseat exhaust system that made it look like something out of a sci-fi movie. Aprilia designed the Futura to go head-to-head with the Honda VFR 800, but with a bit more Italian flair. Its aluminum frame kept it lightweight, and the suspension was fully adjustable, making it a great companion for long-distance rides. Plus, its fuel injection system made the throttle response smooth and reliable. No small feat for a high-performance V-twin. Germany's answer to mid-range touring, the 2013 BMW F800 GT, was all about efficiency, reliability, and comfort. Powered by a 798cc parallel twin engine, this bike pushed out 90 horsepower and could cruise at speeds up to 125 miles per hour. Unlike chain-driven sport bikes, the F800 GT featured a belt drive, which meant less maintenance and a quieter ride. Ideal for those who just wanted to rack up miles without the hassle of constant upkeep. BMW kept the weight low and the center of gravity balanced, making it surprisingly nimble for a touring bike. With its comfortable ergonomics, solid wind protection, and a fuel-efficient engine that could easily surpass 60 miles per gallon, this was a true mile eater. Whether it was used for commuting or cross-country trips, the F800 GT was built to last, and many still log serious miles today. But hold on a second. We've seen some amazing bikes so far, but what if you wanted something that's not just fast, but also incredibly rare? We're about to look at a bike that's so exclusive you'll be lucky to even see one, let alone own it. Keep watching. Here it is, the icon, the 1994 Ducati 916. This bike is a design masterpiece, often cited as one of the most beautiful motorcycles ever made. It's got a 916cc V-twin, producing 114 horsepower and a top speed of around 160 miles per hour. But the 916 is about more than just numbers. It's got a single-sided swing arm, underseat exhausts, and sharp lines that still look amazing today. The 916 was a game-changer, setting new standards for sport bike design and performance. It was designed by Massimo Tamburini, who also designed the MV Agusta F4. The trellis frame was incredibly stiff, contributing to the bike's precise handling. The desmodromic valve system, a Ducati signature, ensured precise valve control at high revs. Let's talk about another Ducati. This one's a bit of a beast, the 2016 Ducati Monster 1200R. This is the ultimate naked bike, combining raw power with a stripped-down aesthetic. It's packing a 1,198cc V-twin, churning out 152 horsepower. Top speed, around 155 miles per hour. The Monster 1200R is stripped down, raw, and aggressive. It's got top-shelf suspension, powerful brakes, and all the electronics you need to keep that power under control. It has Öhlins suspension and steering damper, providing exceptional handling and stability. The engine is a higher performance version of the standard Monster 1200 engine, with revised cylinder heads and increased compression. Now for something truly exotic, the 2022 MV Agusta Brutale 1000RR. This Italian masterpiece is all about power and style, a hyper-naked bike that demands attention. It's got a 998cc inline-4 engine, making a mind-blowing 208 horsepower. This beast can reach speeds up to 186 miles per hour. The Brutale is dripping with high-end components, from carbon fiber bodywork to Öhlins electric suspension. This thing has a counter-rotating crankshaft, which is a race bike technology that helps reduce the gyroscopic effect of the wheels, making the bike more agile. It also features aerodynamic winglets, derived from MotoGP to improve stability at high speeds. Let's talk German engineering. The 2023 BMW S1000RR. This bike is a technological tour de force, a superbike that's equally at home on the track or the street. It's got a 999cc inline-4, producing 205 horsepower and capable of about 186 miles per hour. The S1000RR is loaded with features: traction control, wheelie control, multiple riding modes, even heated grips. It's a track weapon that's surprisingly comfortable on the street. It features BMW's shift cam technology, which varies the valve timing and lift for better power delivery across the rev range. The chassis is incredibly lightweight and rigid, contributing to the bike's razor-sharp handling. The aerodynamics have also been refined, with winglets that generate downforce at high speeds. Speaking of beasts, the 2023 KTM 1290 Super Duke R Evo, this Austrian monster is nicknamed the Beast for a reason. A hyper-naked bike that's all about raw power and aggression. It's got a 1301cc V-twin, making 180 horsepower and a top speed of around 180 miles per hour. The Super Duke is all about raw power and aggressive handling. The Evo version adds semi-active suspension, which constantly adjusts to the road conditions and riding style, providing optimal damping in all situations. It also features a lightweight composite subframe and a single-sided swing arm. The electronics suite is comprehensive, including multiple riding modes, cornering ABS, and traction control. Time for some serious luxury. The 2023 BMW K1600 Grand America. This bike is a touring machine, designed for crossing continents in comfort and style. It's powered by a 1649cc inline-6 engine. Yes, a 6-cylinder motorcycle. It makes 160 horsepower, but the top speed is electronically limited to 101 miles per hour, prioritizing smoothness and effortless cruising. It had a reverse gear, a handy feature for maneuvering this large motorcycle. The Grand America is all about comfort. Heated seats, a massive windscreen, and tons of storage space. The engine is incredibly smooth and refined, delivering power in a linear and predictable way. The audio system is also top-notch, allowing you to enjoy your favorite tunes on the open road. Back to adventure bikes, we've got the 2022 Husqvarna Norton 901. This is a stylish and capable machine, blending Scandinavian design with off-road prowess. It's got an 889cc parallel twin, producing 105 horsepower and good for speeds of up to 130 miles per hour. The Norton 901 is designed to be comfortable on long trips, but also capable off-road. It's got long travel suspension, spoked wheels, and all the electronics you need to tackle any terrain. This bike is based on the KTM 890 Adventure platform, but with its own unique styling and features, including a distinctive round headlight and a more touring-oriented windscreen. The riding position is also designed for long-distance comfort, with a relaxed and upright posture. A modern take on a classic, the 2023 Norton Commando 961. This bike is a beautiful blend of old and new, combining retro styling with modern engineering. It's got a 961cc parallel twin, producing 80 horsepower and capable of around 130 miles per hour. The Commando 961 has classic styling, but with modern components like Öhlins suspension and Brembo brakes. It's a hand-built machine with a focus on craftsmanship and attention to detail. The engine is air-cooled, retaining the classic look and feel of the original Commando, but with updated internals for improved reliability and performance. The frame is also a modern interpretation of the classic Norton design, providing a blend of handling and comfort. Here's something fun: the 2023 Ducati Scrambler Desert Sled. This bike is all about going back to basics, embracing the spirit of classic scramblers with a modern twist. It's got an 803cc L-twin, making 73 horsepower, for a top speed of around 120 miles per hour. The Desert Sled has long travel suspension, spoked wheels, and a high-mounted exhaust, giving it genuine off-road capability. It's designed to be simple, rugged, and fun to ride, whether you're on the pavement or the dirt. The engine is air-cooled, providing a classic feel and sound. The styling is inspired by the desert sleds of the 1960s and 70s, with a high front fender, a skid plate, and knobby tires. And finally, the king of torque, the 2023 Triumph Rocket 3. This British behemoth has the largest engine in a production motorcycle, a massive 2500cc inline 3. It produces 165 horsepower, but the real story is the torque. 163 pound-feet, more than many sports cars. It's good for a top speed of around 140 miles per hour, but it's the acceleration that will blow your mind. The Rocket 3 is a unique machine, offering a riding experience unlike anything else. Despite its size, it's surprisingly manageable with a low center of gravity and well-balanced chassis. It also features a shaft drive, reducing maintenance requirements. The build quality is exceptional, with premium materials and a high level of finish. It has multiple riding modes and adjustable traction control and cornering ABS. So there you have it, 20 European bikes that are built to go the distance. Some bikes are just machines, but these are legacies on two wheels. Whether it's the R80 GS conquering the wild, the Ducati 916 redefining sport bikes, or the Triumph Rocket 3 delivering mind-blowing torque, these are the bikes built to last. Which one of these bikes would you pick for a ride that lasts a lifetime? Let me know in the comments. And if you think these bikes are impressive, wait until you see another amazing video about bikes that were just too crazy. Click here to watch that video. Don't forget to subscribe, because we've got a whole lot more motorcycle madness coming your way. See you next time.